Hello, welcome to today's session of a random talking. So today I'm going to talk about the topic, getting my driver's license and associated activities with my, two-wheeler and four-wheeler, whatever happened. So this is like a journey of my vehicle, the vehicles I have ridden, driven, kind of a thing. So earliest memories, always when we start flashback, I'm going to definitely start from childhood. So tricycle, I think I have a full separate session devoted to cycling. So tricycle, then the bicycle, which is my cousin brothers. So that was my hero cycle, which was red in color, and it had all that bush in the spikes of the cycle. Then we moved to my next cycle, which was pink Ladybird girls cycle. That was my first girls cycle. So in the Ladybird cycle, so first time when I bought, somebody kind of robbed it and we got a second time the Ladybird. So second time we got a second hand one, first time we got a first hand one. So second hand cycle, which was the pink Ladybird, same ditto. So once you lose, you're not done. Second time you buy. So a second time we bought, and then my official first vehicle. So when I was 17 years old and 17 years and 9 months old, okay. So just gonna turn 18 kind of a thing. So 3 months short of being 18. That's when I got my first vehicle. So initially my dad, when I was 16 only, so I used to go to PU college, right? So I had to walk. So my dad is like, 50cc vehicle, 16 years old, we can take it off. Take the license and you can start, with a parental permission, you can start riding. So 50cc, which one, he was planning on that TVS 50. I was like, no way I'm going on a TVS 50. After that, there was one, incident where he was like, we'll buy a horse so that you can go on the horse. Luckily, that didn't happen. So the first vehicle I officially had is a TVS Vigo. So before that also, when I was in 7th standard, that's where, I started cycling. How much to cycle? Things have to be faster. I have to reach places, so many places to go, like not tuition. I didn't have tuitions. This one, piano class. So my piano class, I have to go Saturday choirs. I have to go Sunday choir singing. Church choir, I had to go. So I was like, too many places to go, and and this is not working out. I need to get it fast. Like cycling is not happening. So then I was like, two-wheeler. So so when I was in 7th standard, my dad had a Bajaj Chetak. So Bajaj Chetak is this geared vehicle, 150cc vehicle. Okay, so the cc is important. Why? Because I was like, buy Activa, daddy. Why I was saying buy Activa is, it has that auto start. Okay. That is the main reason. When it's scooter, no, first of all, I'm small, like short, because I am yet to grow. 7th standard, right? Little more, another couple of 5-6 inches I grew after that. 6-7 inches I grew after that also. So I was like, scooter is kickstart and all that. Then he's like, first thing my dad taught me with the scooter was like, so we started, okay. Scooter learning, 7th standard only we started. So first thing he taught us to push it. Any vehicle, first thing we learn is pushing. So I started pushing the scooter, 3 circles I had to do. So we had a ground near my place. It's a huge ground. Let's say 250 80s put together kind of area was empty. So I go there, I push in that circle, round I circle and I stop. Then after 3 times I push in the circle, then we start the actual sitting and riding. So my dad's like, I'm not going to sit behind you and all and ride. What if you fall? I'll become damaged. It is your interest, you alone fall, okay? And I had balance, so balance was not the problem. Problem was, one is kickstart was a problem. So I used to kick, and that was like, that took some energy of my life out. So yeah, it did start, okay? The thing is, handle to hold, kickstart and all that. So like, okay. And it's not like Activa, if you kick once, it'll start. Scooter needs minimum is 3 kicks. Without that, it is not going to start. So it's like 3 kicks and then it started. And then I get onto it. And the thing was, it is geared, right? Next problem was with the gears. So it's like, first gear, second gear. I couldn't go beyond second gear, okay? It's like, third and all is very rarely. After I put third, it is getting cut off because I don't have the speed to, first of all, it's a small circle. So I don't have the speed to maintain that. Finally, all this kickstarting, pushing, and, I cannot go beyond the second and third gear. I dropped this idea of, riding the scooter, and I was always thinking how to get a Activa. Activa ka plan kaise banaye. My dad, meanwhile, when I was 16, he started planning of, TVS 50, it seems. Crazy day, dude. And he's like, TVS 50 is very useful, Cheryl. You can go put paper. I'm like, when he bought cycle also, he had that, okay? You can go distribute paper, you can go distribute milk. What are you going to do with that? I was like, nothing I'm doing with that. I deserve a cycle, I'm taking it. That's it. So, yeah, with TVS 50 also, he was like, you can put paper, it'll be fast and all. You can early morning go and come off with him. So I was like, no other work. So, yeah, TVS 50 didn't happen, luckily. Then TVS Vigo came, and it was a second-hand vehicle. So, for, second-hand vehicle, and the first problem that a second-hand vehicle, why he was selling that vehicle was the battery was a little weak, and so we got the battery changed, and it was okay. So it had been 2 years. So the previous holder, he had it for 1 year, 8 months kind of a thing he had it for. So I took it in the year 2011, we got it registered. Oh, registration had a big issue. So I was only 17 years and 9 months old, and even if you want to have a vehicle registered, you got to be 18. So my dad kind of fought. He was like, Vijay Mallya is giving his son aircrafts. At that point, that aircraft thing was happening with Siddharth Mallya. So my dad was like, Kingfisher Airlines is starting. What one small, 110cc Vigo vehicle I'm giving to my daughter. One vehicle that too, you people are not allowing. And she'll be 18 in another 3 months time and all that. So finally, after all that, they gave he had to write a letter that if anything happens with that vehicle, he is responsible. And they registered. So it was like, they don't register until you're 18. So they got that, the vehicle got registered. They were like, you register into your name. My dad was like, no, it has to be registered in her name only. It's her 18th birthday gift kind of a thing. So it's like, okay. So first thing after I turned 18 was like, taking the two-wheelers DL. So without DL, my dad said, you're not going anywhere with the vehicle. You can go near our house only, here only, and come back home. But no taking it to college or anything. My major thing was I was doing my engineering in MVIT. So after, let's say on the airport road, it's on the airport road on the left side. Okay, so it's a beautiful, that time, the flyover was not there. Airport flyover, the flyovers to the airport was just it didn't get started also. 13, 14 is when it started. They started that work. Okay. So, yeah. So the two-wheeler happened, it came home, then started the DL problem. February, March is when I applied for LL. So when you apply for LL, within 180 days, you're supposed to take the DL. And you can give your first DL test after 30 days. So after 30 days, you have a written exam and you're supposed to clear a certain number of questions, and the written happened. Then with the DL test, first time I went, so my dad said, I'm not going to put you in any driving school. So the thing of driving school is, you have bribe and things, and things work out fast in India through driving school as far as DL is concerned. And dad was like, no, you're not going through any driving school. This is that too for two-wheeler. Go. So I went first time. First time when I went, I didn't know you're not supposed to put your leg down in a turn. So I happily went. I was like, safely you have to drive. No, that's important. So I didn't put I kind of turned. I didn't know we shouldn't put. So I put my leg down, and then he's like, you put your leg down. I was like, is that a problem? I'm like, I didn't dash anybody properly. I'm doing. There's a girl who was before me who was like wobbling and going, and he's fine with that. I was like, oh God. And then, okay. So then with the LL, I started going to my college, though there was nobody with me. Like with an LL, you should have a person who knows to drive the vehicle with you, on the vehicle. Yeah, but my dad was like, you have LL, you go. And that was when my third semester, no? second semester exams were going on. Okay, so exam time is when I started going on the two-wheeler, and my mom was like, it's the airport road, things are fast, everybody, it's, you know, obviously the road is really awesome road. That's like the best road one can start. Like for a starting, the airport road is like precious thing to start, like, you know, Nandi Hill way and all. But obviously I'm not going to Nandi Hills. Okay, so two-wheeler, I went for my exams and I came back, and was beautiful ride. 12 to 15 minutes I reached college. It was that precious. Like, you know, exam is starting, I'll be leaving 9 o'clock, exam is starting, I'll be leaving here at 8:46, 47, 48, 50, like that. And properly I used to reach, like that perfection it was. So yeah, with the two-wheeler, yeah, with the bus I was having a very bad struggle, because there were too many colleges towards on that road. Too many engineering colleges, BSc, nursing, everything, all possible colleges are there on that Yelahanka stretch. So, you know, buses are super crowded during morning hours and things. So I was like, somehow vehicle, and vehicle happened. My dad is like, my mom was like, definitely, she's like, no, you're not going on vehicle. My dad is like, Cheryl, it's only under my responsibility that I'm sending. If anything goes wrong with you, you know, right? The whole system, the whole world is going to blame me. So it's like, yeah, I understand the risk you're taking. So yeah, it was his strong decision that, you know, anyways in life, someday you'll have to take your vehicle, and I think you can go and come back. But he had his rules, okay? Along with this freedom, this trust, freedom and all that, he told, when you're going, you have to write the opening meter reading. Then when you come back, you have to write the closing meter reading. So I had a book, okay, separate book. Opening meter reading, closing meter reading, time out, time in. So the time I left, time I reached home. Time I left home, then the time I reached college, then the time I left from college, then the time I reached home. So 4 things are there. And when you say meter reading, exactly like 12.5 kilometers to my college and 12.5 kilometers back home. So it has to be exactly 24 to 25 kilometers. Like 25, because if at all I go to fill the petrol, that extra distance, you know, 200 meters, so 25 kilometers. So every 3 or 4 days I used to fill. So 200 rupees is what I used to fill for. Back then petrol was 70 rupees per liter. So yeah, golden days. 70 rupees per liter. So, you know, I used to, so there's this opening time, date, opening time, close, you know, reaching college time, leaving college time, reaching home time, distance, opening meter reading, closing meter reading. And if I fill petrol, I have to make a special mention on the right side that, you know, fill petrol for 200 rupees. So that also has to come, you know, how many times in a week I filled. So it has to be maximum 2 times. And with the meter reading, I cannot go anywhere else. I mean, within 25 kilometers only I can go. So there is that roaming anywhere with friends on the vehicle, ruled out. Okay, and that said, there was no much eateries or places also to hang out. So yeah, I was like, fine, as long as I don't have to travel in, you know, hanging on the bus and the footsteps of the bus, I'm good. So yeah, that was a fabulous 3 years. Okay, like second year of engineering is when I started going on the vehicle. It was beautiful. And the worst part of that is incident of going to college on that two-wheeler, is that when you go on that two-wheeler, that road is amazing. Like 12 minutes, I'm covering 12 kilometers. It's like 1 minute per kilometer. That's the speed. That's the level of speed. After that, patience. Bangalore traffic taught me patience. The next location I had to go was, I used to go to Whitefield and all that. That was for work. And then I started going to PES college. That is in Banashankari. And my dad's like, don't take the ring road. You will happily go with full traffic on, you know, Hebbal flyover and through City Market. Then you take that flyover of the City Market and you go. He was like, no ring road because, you know, too many lorries and other things, and that could be dangerous. After 5, lorries start flying and college finishes by 4. So I might be on that road. So he's like, you will go through the city, come through the city routes. And traffic is there. So it's, and you won't, that was his logic. And he feels it's more safe, which is right, I feel. So yeah, I used to go through the city and City Market and all that places. And my two-wheeler for 2 more years, It took me to Banshankari, and that's where I learned patience. Patience in life came from where? Bangalore traffic. Hebbal flyover will teach you anything. You know, like, you have to clear. So, college used to start at 8:15 sharp. I don't know why 15. Either start at 8 or 8:30. They were starting at 8:15. My standard time was 8:30 only. I'll walk in sharp, full confidence ke saath. Okay, I don't like being late, like, very honestly don't like being late. So I was like, who starts a college at 15? Make it 8:30. So sharp 8:30 is when I used to reach, and since I was in the good books of teachers and they knew I was coming from eternally far place. So one side for me was 26 kilometers for me, one side going. So that's like 52 kilometers in a day I'm covering in top traffic conditions and top traffic places. Okay, and during rains, that was the worst part, when you come to KR Market. After that, you're getting Town Hall. From KR Market, when you go in Town Hall is in a height. KR Market is like in a slopier low down. All the water from Town Hall will be coming flowing through your legs. And if a bus goes on your right side at that very particular lucky moment, there will be a wonder splash on you. So yeah, wonder splashes have happened plenty in my life, not just on vehicle, like even when I was walking on the road also it has happened to me. So I'm used to it. So I became like this Brahmin kid, okay, like who has bath once before going to college. And because I got drenched in rain and rainwater and dirty water, and KR Market people spit on the road and every possible thing happens. Like I come home, I'm like, and all that drainage, whatever is on me, I will like straight, I'll go have bath. My mother's like, what a Brahmin kid I have. Morning and evening she takes bath. So yeah, two-wheeler I started with, when I was going. So initially I was going by bus only to college. But then it was taking me 3 hours to come back. With two-wheeler, it was like 1.5 hours to 2 hours. I can reach home kind of a thing. So that's how I started going on my two-wheeler to PES. And that was a fantastic drive. I've been, too many signal breaking, I think 2 times or something. I don't remember how I broke the signal, but, CCTV cameras are there. So I had some 2 or 3 fines on me on that. Once when I just got out of, the college, PES college, and I was going little distance, I went like 200-300 meters, and I'm going at 56, okay, speed limit is, I'm going on a speed of 56. I have to reach where? Yelahanka from there, Banshankari. And in this 56 kilometer speed, one police caught me. I was like, I'm very, very well within the speed limit. I full confidently, I went and stood and it's like, what, sir? He's like, overspeeding. I'm like, what? I was thinking it's like 80, okay. So on airport road, the speed limit is 80. I happily was like, definitely not. Then he showed me, can you see here, madam? This is your vehicle and this is 56. I said, minimum will be 60, no, at least on this road. Then he's like, no, madam, 50 is this one. I'm like, 50? I was like, okay, I don't want to bargain. Overspeeding is $100. So back then, when I used to go to my engineering college, it was like 100 rupees for, overspeeding. So I was like, okay, fine, you give the ticket. I have to go another 2 hours journey I have. You please bill it fast. He billed and they had a revised, penalty at that time. It was $300. Morning, I put petrol for 200 rupees. I had a 500 rupees crisp note. I had given it, put petrol for 200, had $300. He's like, give it to 300. And then he's like, show your DL, madam, show your that RC book, everything. I was like, okay, yeah, here, DL, RC book, insurance. And there was another girl who was caught with me. She had nothing, including helmet, nothing she had. So from helmet to DL, LL, nothing was hers. Okay. And she was there. And then he took this fine of 300 rupees from me. And he was like, what should I do with her, madam? You tell. And he thought I will be like hanger to death kind of a thing. I was like, Bidi sir, let her go. She's going for some tuition only, And the police guy was like, oh, Pap. He looks at me. He's like, you don't want, just because you are tortured, why don't you torture her kind of a thing. I was like, she'll not do it again, sir, you leave. So he was like, yo, wrong personality I asked of. Then he looks at my driving license and all and he's like, you live in... So he saw that my DL is like, he saw my address and he's like, you come from Yelahanka, madam? I said, yes, every day I come from Yelahanka. Then he's like, oh, sorry, I shouldn't have fined you. I said, now you've done all the damage. Now you've taken the money also, you billed also. Now just give that penalty slip and keep, asking, I want to go. this is it. And he felt very papa that, you know, and I was like, in this 300 meters from college turning, you have caught me at a speed of 56. You think if I keep at 56, I'll reach, when I'll reach home, you think? I told the police guy and he started laughing. So it's like 56 al ನಾನು ಯಾವತ್ ಮನೆಗೆ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್. Then he was like, oh madam, but he's like, ನಿಮ್ ರೋಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 80 ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. I said ಗಾಡಿ will not go beyond 75 76 is the top speed it can. It's a 110cc ಗಾಡಿ sir, 75 ಬರೋದು, ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡತ್ತಾ? I told him, just because you say it will go off. So that was the one penalty thing. Then I started working at a company near Silk Board. So that time my vehicle became sick a little bit, you know, old age and all happening. I don't know, I also became sick, the vehicle also became sick. We had some emotional connect, you know, what is that called? It's telepathy. We have telepathy, I and my vehicle. So Silk Board, so the good places where my vehicle stopped so that I can remember it forever, like, you know. So I go all this way, Silk Board, another 25 kilometers to Silk Board. I reached that Silk Board junction, that signal, vehicle switch is off. So what was happening was, there was this issue where the air is getting into the water, the pipe, the petrol pipe, the air is filling is what they told us. So it stopped there. And mine was morning 6, my shift timings was morning 6 a.m. to afternoon 3 p.m. So 3 p.m. is like gala time, okay? Silk Board is little chill. After 4:30, all the companies will be off, right? So it will become very crowded. So after that, next point it stopped my vehicle. So this is all different days, okay? One day Silk Board, you know, Silk Board traffic signal. Next day it stopped in Carbon Park parking signal. So I got it repaired, so I thought it will not stop, but it stopped in Carbon Park signal. So then you go a little side and everybody's like, nobody has patience, you know, they have to shout at you. So yeah, that Carbon Park signal. And then next it stopped once on Hebbal flyover, dude. Lucky part was I had climbed, the climb was over, so I was demounting, and just another 150-200 meters I finished the flyover's down part off. I am like, Christ, not on Hebbal flyover, not at 5:30, you know, it's like peak time. But the thing is, I'm going towards Yelahanka, so traffic is low, right? This side traffic is low, everybody is going towards city, but still there's good amount, decent traffic, okay? Like the flyover is full kind of a traffic. It switched off. I'm like, okay, since it's going down, the vehicle is that, you know, for self force, it is going down, okay? I'm like, okay, go. There's this, you know, two-wheeler guy who's behind me, he's honking. I was like, boss, it has stopped, it is moving, you should be happy about it. Okay. And then he's like, he looks at me, he does and all. I was like, I am not enjoying this, you go. And then I go down and he's thinking I'm saving petrol or what, I don't know. So I go down, and once I reach the down part, then I had to stop and push my vehicle. Best part, there was a puncture shop near Hebbal. That day it was closed. So I had to push. And the next closest petrol bunk that we had, this time the petrol, something had happened. The petrol wire, it broke or something due to old age or heat, I think mostly. So I took it, so I pushed from Hebbal flyover till Kodigehalli. So now it is like 6:30, 7 o'clock. My mom calls me up. She's like, what happened? Extra work? I said, no, extra push. Extra push. So I pushed it till Kodigehalli. That's like 1.5-2 kilometers. And there on that Kodigehalli road, there are a couple of puncture shops. I went there, then what they told me is petrol hogide madam. Then I got 1 liter of petrol. For getting that 1 liter of petrol, I drank 1 bottle of water. I was tired also, no, so there was no water also. It's like purchased water, I drank it. Then in the same bottle I got petrol. I gave that petrol to that fellow, means he poured, and he's like, he tried starting, and that's when he realized the petrol wire is broken and that is leaking. Again petrol got over, because same day, that same morning only I had filled, so I definitely know there was petrol. So there's some issue, I told him. Then again I went back, and he's like, madam, you should, he looks, you know, they look at women and they're like, you know, she'll be going only like some 5 minutes ride and going out. I said, he is looking at me, yelling, madam, Hebbala, Estim Malga, he asked me. I was like, no boss, Silk Board in the barta idini. He was like, Silk Board in the barta idini, madam, illi. I said, yeah, another 2 kilometers my house, here only it had to break down, no, you do. And then he was like, okay. And then he fixed that petrol pipe, and there was some, you know, plastic part that was plastic. nut screw, something was loose, okay. So he fixed that, and then I again got petrol from the petrol bunk, and luckily I had money. The best part is the no Google Pay and all back then on my phone, so I think it was not there. Google Pay is not even there. So I got petrol. I think it was, no, it was not there. So I got petrol, I poured it, and again started, came home. Yeah, so that was that. Two-wheeler, another, and with my two-wheeler, major damages which I have done. So all the scratches, dents and all, if at all you see anything is there, that's my dad's contribution. Rest only, yeah, so first accident I've had, no major accidents and all fun accidents I've had. First is, so when I was in engineering college, I told, no, my drive was 12 minutes. So this GKVK road, I'm standing. There's one big, dug up place on the road. So they were putting some pipeline or something. They had dug up one whole horizontal patch. Nice road till there. One big ditch because they have dug it up. And full jelly and all because they want to tar it. So it's a big ditch. There's no much jelly, not much jelly. So it's like little. So after that, I can't, after you get into the ditch, you have to come out. No, so it's a little bigger ditch. So I'm like, all mentally prepared to get into the ditch and get out of the ditch and all. And luckily it's not raining. If it's raining, we're not even seeing the ditch, right? So I was like, okay, I go there. And I'm like, I have to cover the ditch. First wheel go, second wheel will go, and I'm out of it very safely. This is all is there in my head. I didn't realize that the traffic has built up so much that the vehicles have started stopping. So there's this bullet bike was going in front of me, and he had modified his tire, okay? Like, so he had a huge tire. If the normal tire is this much, his tire was like that huge tire. So I'm like full focused, okay? Like his tire is so much, my tire is only so much. I have to go right behind him. So much focused. I'm like, and the ditch has to cover. I go, I come out. My second wheel goes, it comes out. This is all is there, okay? I go, he goes, both his wheels go, and I'm following his tire, right? So I'm following, and he stopped. After my first wheel came out, he stopped, and I did not stop. I'm waiting for my second wheel to come. Dhamar, I went and banged him, okay? Like good speed. Good speed in the sense 40 kmph. Okay, dumb, I hit him. And that too wheel, proper wheel alignment. No, like his wheel, my wheel. I go dumb, I hit. Sir, he turned back, he's like, he caught his back, okay, I'm like, oh, and he's like, he looked at me, I'm like, oh, I gave the cutest, brightest possible smile at him, okay, I'm like, I'm sorry, and he looked at me, he was like, Yellin Bertirama kind of a thing, he looks at me and he was like, sorry, like, sorry, and he's like, okay, go, what to do now, my back is damaged. I said, I don't have time, we can discuss this later. Because I was already late, like I said, if college is starting, exam is different time. College is starting at 9, I'm leaving at 8:55, so I had to balance all that. So I was like, tata, take care, hope you're fine. So yeah, he was fine. Little pain and all would have happened for him, but yeah, that was the first thing. And next, when I was going to Silkwood for work, on Infantry Road, I was dreaming like dream girl and going. So the first turning is there, and there's a second turning from golf course side. So golf course, and then the first left and the second left, one auto came and banged me on the side. I was like, oh, okay, I have to wake up early morning, some 10 o'clock or something. I was like, ah. And then I woke up, not 10 o'clock, it must be 8 or something in the morning. Duck he hit, and because I'm quite heavy, I did not topple. I woke up, I shook up, I held my ground, and I kept moving. He looked at me. I was like, I'm not impressed. First is, he came out of his lane because it's a turning and they're autos, they're very fast. I was going properly in my full aligned road movement. Not my fault, but yeah, luckily that nothing escalated as such. So that was my two-wheeler with, then with car license. I told my dad, I'm not doing all this DL 3 times, 4 times I've gone. I'm not at all doing so many things. We are going through a driving school. So, first is my first teacher for car driving was my mom. So, my parents got their license when, like, 2007, 2008. So, 2009, I told my mother, look, come on, I have to learn car driving. So, I was in 10th. 10th only we went, and major problem when I was able to drive and all, okay, change the gear, move and all that. Only problem was when I see bus or lorry, no, vehicle won't start. Bus or lorry comes, then damar. No gear, no clutch, no acceleration. Vehicle only won't start. That much fear I had of bus and lorry. Okay, and there were a lot of lorry things, that used to come because a lot of construction used to happen. And my mom was like, And 2-3 times if I try and it doesn't start, no, I used to get on from the driver's seat and stand off on the road like I'm participant. Mother's like, she's still telling, okay, start the vehicle, and I've already got on from the car so that she can come and start driving. Mother's like, I can't do this. First of all, you're only 15 years old. You're not having the age, LL illa, DL illa. You're not even old enough. And we are two ladies. We cannot be doing this with you and all that. So that was the starting. And I think that we did for 10 days I did. Okay, so some holidays we had, some 10 days I was like, we did that properly. And she said, when you're 18, no, we will think about it. So after I got my two-wheeler license, I was like not so inclined on the car side, but my dad was like, we will get it. I said, yeah, we should get it. So when I was 20 or 21 is when I got my car license. So DL school. I never went to the driving school. My dad used to take me driving. And the thing is, so there's this there's a cross put on the rear view mirror in the center, this is the car driver's license, this rear view mirror in the inside of the car. On that there's this cross put. So the cross should not shake even if it goes in a ditch. That is the level of, and mine is a Maruti 800 car, okay? That's the level of force you have to maintain. If you're going in a ditch, full apply brake, softly remove the clutch. It has to be that smooth with an 800, that smooth that it should not shake. That was the rule. If at all it shakes and all, he'll shake the life out of me. Like, what is happening? You can't have the common sense and all that. That is not that. This is not that. Vehicle is dhamma dhima. First thing is, he used to drive dhamma dhima. Even now he drives dhamma dhima. But I should not do it. Okay. So then I was like, my mom was like, reversing should be a problem for her. That's it. He took me to a road where there was no road. It was full mud road, full ditches and hunches and every possible thing. And it had 2 turns. My dad's like, it's just 2 turns you got to finish, Cheryl. 2 turns what? It's a 1 kilometer stretch, there are 2 turns. And it's full ditch. And when I'm going in all those ditches, the cross should not shake. On the rear view mirror, the cross should not shake. So I have to go like very peacefully with full, and I like turned around. And there's no camera and all, no, this new vehicles having all those cameras and all, nothing like that. So I used to go like slowly, watch, go. And after a point, my neck only started, it started hurting. I was like, this is it. And and that was like a daily 35-40 minutes. That happened for 1.5, 2 weeks. Almost 2 weeks we were reversing just like that. And I told my mother, this is it. I don't want to do this. So after all this, my dad is like, no need of going to driving school and all. We'll go directly. So driving school, we got enrolled just because we needed the license. But I've never seen the driver instructor or the car or anything. So there on the test, they had a separate vehicle. So that has to be inspected also. That was an Alto 800. So yeah, there's a lot of underneath scam and all that happened, which cannot be spoken in a public platform like this. So for more details, we can have a one-on-one conversation on this. Yeah, I drove the vehicle, I got the license, but there was a slight tinge of twisters there to that, which we can discuss in person. So that was with the car, and I've not had any accidents. The longest I've gone is very short, which is to Mysore and back home. And just before getting the car license, the previous day I had, same day morning, license, the DL test today, I was back from Velangani. So when I went to Velangani is a prayer place for Christians. So there is one, harike hotodu. There was no harike and all, I just wanted to go. So you kneel down on the ground and you go till a particular church or chapel. It's called a small chapel. Chapel is a small prayer place. Okay. So it's like a small church. So then I kneel down and go till there. So that's like around 500-600 meters. You have to kneel down and go. And it's full mud and small gravels and all. So I went halfway and my knee and all full started paining, bleeding, hurt and all that. So I said, my cousins were all going. I was like, you people continue. I have driving test also tomorrow to go and attend. I don't think this is possible. And so they were continuing, and though I did that and it was, my leg is gone. So with that broken, swollen legs, so you take a proper kameez, salwar kameez ka pant and wear, because it's loose and things don't touch and nothing pains. It was paining so badly from the, kneeling down. Next day I go driving, and first of all, there were a lot of new inputs that I learned of driving. Driving totally changed. Accelerator, clutch, brake, all those completely changed in life at the driving wheel. Somehow I drove properly, cleared it, and he remembered, how my dad had asked him how many times should she come to write this exam, just because she doesn't come from a DL school for the two-wheeler. So when he got me for the car, he asked me, Appa aur jatek bandidara, as though he's like some, government officer. I said, Appa aur bandidare sir, alli nintidare. And then he is like, yeah, my dad will come. So, and he immediately signed and cleared me off. So that was with the car. And accidents are over. What else can I remember? Oh yeah, the kind of braking I have done. So with the two-wheeler, one amazing way I have broken thing was, one day I thought, after I went out, I came back home, I thought I put the stand, two-wheeler stand. Unfortunately, I had not. And I was taking out some bag from the inside the dicky, the trunk of the two-wheeler. So I lift the seat, right? So I held the seat in my hand, and I thought I've put the stand. And I realized I did not put the stand, but I have. So I moved a little bit, I have realized, and I've got only the seat thing in my hand. So I held the seat so hard that handle started turning, and the seat cover, the vehicle didn't fall down. So because by then I kind of grabbed the handle, the seat cover came in my hand. And my dad took it to so many places for repair, and they were like, how, sir, yellow damage agde, how did you manage to get only the seat going? I was like, my dad was like, oh, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ one specialist is there. ಅವರು ಕಿತ್ತಾಕದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟು strength ಇದೆ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ, ಹಿಂಗ್ ಕಿತ್ತಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So I was the only person who was like removed the seat, broken the seat part, full seat. There's that attachment in the front, right? Down portion. So this is the seat which you lift. So this attached part, that is kind of gone. So that we got it fixed, and I was the one of its kind braking I was possibly done on the two-wheeler. So, yep, I think, yeah, I think I've covered everything I want to speak. And yeah, a vehicle, it spends so much of its life. So I'm completing 10 years with my two-wheeler this year, and it's been just a fantastic time I've had. I mean, only little bit time when I didn't want, I don't know, that, I also didn't want to go to that job, and I was still going, and, everything worked. Like, I also didn't want to go, the vehicle also didn't want to go, full telepathy and all. Apart from that, it kind of started working well, and it's been there for 10 years. So this July or something, we've completed 10 years after registration. Next year, we'll complete 10 years of driving license. So, thank you, vehicle, my TVS Vigo. That's about it. Have a beautiful week. Remember all your riding stories, and I'm sure all of you have a lot of stories associated. Oh yeah, so when I first started, my Honda Activa of my aunt is where I started, and I started riding it. And after I had ridden it for some time, that's when I realized when lorry is coming opposite, and I was like, Bajaj Chetak, when the brake is there, brake is near where we keep the leg inside the vehicle. So I was like, there's no brake here. I asked my aunt, which is the brake, auntie? My aunt is like, lorry is coming. You're asking now, which is the brake? I was like, yeah, the brake. She's like, handle ke paas. I was like, same like cycle. She's like, yeah, same like cycle. Apply now if you want to apply. Yeah, the lorry is right in front of me. I was like, apply the brake and all. So that's how I realized where the brake is on a, Activa, Hyundai Activa. So have a beautiful week. Keep smiling, stay happy, healthy, and positive at all times, mentally, okay? Now the positive has a lot of other meanings. Take care, keep smiling, ta-ta!